Welcome back to Allen Films, everybody. Sorry for being gone last week. My car had battery issues, Yas's cars have issues, and Jaden's car has issues. So the next few weeks of content's going to be jam-packed full of stuff. A lot of the things that we had to fix were like some immediate maintenance things, so we weren't really able to film it. But let me show you what I did. I ordered a negative battery terminal from carparts.com and it got stuck in Kansas. So I, bit the bullet. I just got some generic one and threw it in. So you can see here we got this brand new negative terminal. It's a little too long. However, when I take the battery out and I start doing some more cosmetic work in the engine bay, I'll be able to run that and make it look nice. However, negative battery terminal was replaced. I go to start the car, no power whatsoever. So I decided, screw it, we're gonna look at the positive terminal, and we did, thanks to my papa, if you're watching. We found out that the positive terminal was actually just completely disconnected. So we did a little bit of magic, and we retaped everything down to the cords and the wires and the cables and all that fancy bull. And we got the battery working. A new windshield! Yippee! No more cracks, no more ugliness. It's a brand new, fresh windshield. So that's really great to have. I can finally see out of my windshield without having this huge crack in it. And it just makes the whole car look that much better. Now I do need to get new trim molding right here. This needs to be replaced. So that's just gonna be something that I'm gonna have to do. It's like 18 bucks on eBay, so not a big deal. However, you're not here for my windshield or my fancy battery skills. You're here to see spark plugs and coil packs be installed. So we got some Mishimoto ignition coils. So you got the cool little M there. You got the full ignition coil. You got the rubber seat. So it's just gonna set right down in there. And then to pair with that, we have this awesome hybrid racing little coil pack cover. So it'll kind of look like that, maybe, and we'll see. And then we also just have, some standard spark plugs just to replace it while we're down there. Now the reason we're doing this is because I have a little bit of a rough idle, just a tiny bit. I don't know if it's just how that car runs or if it's something I can actually fix. But I figured we're running on a 140,000 mile coil pack, so it's time for a little upgrade. It's a little tight in there, so we're just gonna be kind of figuring out the best way to do it, and we'll get back to you guys. In order to get back here, I'm gonna see if I can just rip this off. So you can kind of see that it's all plastic bits. And our friend who replaced the windshield must have been able to take this off, which means we must be able to take it off. Like that. Wow. I want you to stay, yeah. I want you to stay. We got the coil pack cover off. In order to get these coil packs out, we actually have to take this stud out. So we're trying to find something that won't absolutely destroy it, because it just seems like it wants to strip out. So we're gonna try and take that out real quick in order to get this second coil pack out. The other one came out with ease for some reason. And then we're gonna replace them with our new Mishimotos. And then we're gonna make sure our hybrid racing goes on top of here, because it said it was only good for like a 2002. But it's a K20, so K20 should be the same, right? We're about to find out. We got our hybrid racing coil pack over here. We're gonna slide it on, kind of see where it lines up. And as you can see there, it hits our stud. However, I think we line up perfectly to the one and second bolt that actually matters to hold this in. And then it'll look super cool. That guy's unplugged. And that guy's unplugged. Yeah, they all unplugged. I'm pulling these bad boys out. We're gonna have to take that off. God damn it, I didn't want to do that. In order to take out your coil packs, you're gonna need to take off this little rib here. I don't really know the main purpose of it, so don't quote me, but it gets in the way of actually getting your coil pack out, as you can see here. So it's literally as easy as this. Ready? 1, 2, 3 in the back. 1, 2, 3 in the back. And then your little steel shield here will come out. Maybe it's for some rain guard stuff. I don't really know. When this comes out, you'll be able to get your coil packs out with ease. You can do it at the beginning when you take this off, or you can do it right now as I'm doing it. I'm learning just as you guys are. So next time I do this, I will definitely be taking it off the first time. Let's move on to the other side. Got that out. Where'd my bolt go? Ew! 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 Actually, that's not as bad. That's not as bad either. This is probably the worst looking coil pack that came out of the Honda. You can tell that it's had 140,000 miles, 15 years of life in it, but we're going to be replacing it with the Mishimoto. But let's make sure that they look the same. Mind my dirty hands. I'm going to show you guys kind of what to look for. So you can see that they have the same face, same shape, same holes to put the bolts in. Then you look down here and they look, you know, around the same. They got the same ridges, but the most important thing to look at is see if it's 3-prong. So they have 3 and 3, which means these are the same. Are they going to perform the same? God, I hope so. I spent $100 on these. So let's get rid of these. What do you think? What do you think? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. What do you think of it? What do you think? What do you think of it?
Waste of money.
One of the first things that we have to do before we put all of our new parts in is you gotta take the old spark plugs out. Pretty easy. All you need is a spark. Actually, I might have one. Don't mind the clothes. I'm trying to give to charity. We got my shitty toolbox that doesn't keep its sockets in, so it's tradition. Just okay, now that's done. You're gonna have, if you have like a solid toolbox like this, you'll probably have these in there. If not, they're super cheap to get. We got a big spark plug socket. This is a 13/16. I don't think we're gonna need this for the Honda. However, we have a 5/8, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be our spark plug size. So the reason this is different than your normal 5/8, which I can't find in here, here it is. So you can see they're the same exact size, right? But do you see the difference in there? Do you, babe? Do you see it? You see the difference? So this one has a rubber kind of, I'd call it a coochie, because you get stuck in there, okay? It sucks the spark plug in there and it doesn't come out until you pull it out. With this one, you'll just get it loose and then it won't want to come out again. So we're gonna put that one back, we're gonna get this one, and we're gonna get a long extension. So we got our long extension here. And the previous owner, when I bought this thing for an asinine amount of money because I needed a car at the time, but we don't talk about that, he told me to replace the spark plugs. So we're about to see if he's gonna be a truther or a liar. So this is the first spark plug that I pulled out, and I think the previous, ow, hot. I think the previous owner was a truther. That looks pretty solid. Doesn't look like it was too old. You can definitely see it's had a little bit of time spent in there. So I'm assuming about the time that I've had the car is probably that. But I figured if we're changing out the coil packs, we might as well change out the spark plugs. So we're just gonna be getting a whole new refresh in here.
Treats and decor. Yeah.
So the second one, we're running into this little plate here. So I just took the socket off, or the ratchet off, and just unscrewing it. We have a brand new spark plug. Picked them up from AutoZone for I think $40 for all these little sparkle plugs. I heard there's like a difference. Sometimes you don't need to put anti-seize on it, sometimes you do. For this one, I know you do because it's a Bosch, but I think NGK, you don't put grease on it. I don't quite remember. However, we got some of my dad's old grease from like the 1980s. All right, so we're gonna, oh. Never had that on there. Now, if you get spark plugs and they aren't correctly gapped, they make gap tools. So if you know you're running super bad and you're wondering, you just put spark plugs in and it's not running right, your gap could be off, especially on the new spark plugs. So just something to consider. If you do put new spark plugs in and it is running like check your gap on your spark plug and you should have your answer there. Or your coil packs are bad, or you forgot to plug one in. You know, things happen. We aren't judging you. So I got the spark plugs in. Went pretty swimmingly. So I'm just cleaning off some of this excess dirt and grime and debris and nastiness so that we kind of have ourselves a somewhat clean looking engine bay when I'm done. Hybrid Racing, I love you, okay? So we got these crusty old bolts that hold the coil packs in, but since we got the Hybrid Racing coil pack cover, they gave us this brand new hardware. Look at that, it's so beautiful. We're gonna be putting our first coil pack in with the brand new hardware. Look at that, that's gonna look beautiful. So let's put it in. So we got the new coil packs and the new spark plugs in. We got the Mishimoto's logo on there. It's gonna look real cool. And now we're gonna be putting the Hybrid Racing. This sets you back a little bit, but it looks pretty cool. So it also gives us new hardware for that. So we're just gonna slide it on, line it up. That looks beautiful. Oh my goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it doesn't fit as perfect as I wanted it to, but it looks a hell of a lot better than that plastic one. So when we put when we put the cover or the rain guard back in place and kind of get it all set down, it'll look better. We're gonna clean everything up, get it started, make sure everything's okay, make sure I didn't screw anything up, put it all back together, and we'll be out of here. That was it. That was my coil pack and spark plug installation with my beautiful little coil pack cover. Went pretty swimmingly. Car started just fine, idled just fine, so everything should be good until those decide to fail, which my dad says they will. He's a goofball. So we're gonna drive it around, enjoy it, and then hopefully get the rest of our stuff done and kind of get it ready for a few car shows before the end of the season. We'll see if we can make it or not. But thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next one. I love you.